fluffer. Obviously, very strange times over the break, and one of those strange times means that we're coming back to half a school in, half a school out. So you are the staff who are down to help us with the Key Worker School, which is approximately 130 pupils where parents have said, no, we'd like them to come into school because they are involved in key worker provision of some way. What we're trying to do with this process is to make sure that the teachers can deliver the same lesson to all students, whether they're key workers that are in school or students that are at home. So what we've done is we've ensured that we've placed each of the year groups in their own areas, in their own bubbles, and we're making sure that they've got IT provision in those bubbles. And your job in the staffing of those areas is just to make sure that the students are accessing the work and doing the work within those areas, and just keeping a general eye on behaviour and any issues that the youngsters might have. As we're nervous about the current times, I think those students can also tend to be quite nervous. So it's just setting their minds at rest. There's nothing to be overly concerned about from their point of view. Now, we may find that rules change over the next few days. We may find that there will be a stipulation that everybody has to wear face masks at all times. We're expecting that. It may be that this Key Worker School goes beyond this initial 2 weeks that we've been set, and that we find that we have to run it over an extended period of time. But we will just roll with that, and we will learn to get over the situation, and we'll be resilient and just keep moving forwards with what's going on. Now, the first thing I would like to show you is the document that you've been sent, and the document that you're being sent is called January 2021 Key Worker School Register. So I'm just going to put that on the screen now. I'm going to take over the screen so you can see, and you've probably got a little picture of me down in your right hand corner, and you should also now be able to see a larger screen in front of you. Now, the document that you've been sent here tells you where each of the different year groups are, who's staffing each of those different year groups, and also some rules. So at the start of the day on Monday, all of our students have been asked to come in at 8:05. So they'll be appearing from 8:05, and Austin will be running an assembly later on during period one. So period one will not go ahead as normal for the students. Things that we'd like you to do when you first meet with those youngsters on the first day is to go through the rules with them. Now, Andy Jackson has very kindly put together a video, and it's this video here, it's this link here, where he goes through the process and he goes through the rules with the youngsters. So please play that every single morning. We can't assume that we've got the same youngsters coming in, although the vast majority will be in every day, and they will be bored of hearing the same message. Great, that's fantastic. I want them to be bored. I want them to be so bored of hearing the same message that it's absolutely embedded in them, that there is no real room for complacency, no real room for maneuver. There's also nothing to panic about as well at the same time. So that message needs to get played to the youngsters every single morning, please. You've got a list of rules here on the screen. You can hopefully see my cursor moving now. These are the things that we'd like you to re-emphasize with the youngsters. And the first thing that you're going to do at the start of each day is take a register of who is present. So this is a Google document. You will only be able to access it once you're logged into your RM Unify account. So that's something that we've used for some period of time now. I will reshare the importance of how to use the RM Unify account and how to access it. I'll put a separate video out there for you so that you can see that. But the first thing that you should see next to the tab that says Monday the 4th of July as we open it is the register for the 4th of the 1st. So if I click on that register, you'll see here that we've got all of the youngsters who are due to be in on that particular morning. And you can see it's a very extensive list. Now, the easiest way to use this register is to just to go in, and you're going to find other people are going in at different times, so you may just have to wait a few minutes in order to do this, but you can all change the document at the same time. So all you're going to do is you're going to go through the register, you're going to call the register for the pupils in that room. What I'm going to do is, as we're going through the video, I'm just going to stick a filter on this, make life a little bit easier for you. So it may be that you've got year 10, you're in IT2, so you just want to use the filter for IT2. So you click on this little filters icon here, you clear the filter icon, you go to IT2, and then you click on OK, and then you've got just the students that you're scheduled to have within your room. Obviously, you would choose the room that you're actually on. And I'm going to go first of all to the AM register. Now, the AM register is really, really important, as is the PM register. The AM register is always taken during period 1 at the start of the day, and you're going to go through the register, and you're going to use the backslash to indicate that the student is present. And you're going to use, if they're not present, just put an N, please. And then Sonia can then quite easily pick up whether those students are present or not present later on the day. I'm going to go through the same process each lesson. So period 1, period 2, period 3. Period 4 is really important because that is our afternoon registration slot. So please go through that for period 4. And then period 5 after the youngsters have had their lunch. The students are following their normal school timetable. So it's early lunch, 12:45 to 1:05 for year 7, and for year 9 and for year 10. And it's late lunch for years 8 and 11, so from 1:05 until 1:25. Once you've done your register, the next thing that you're going to do, particularly on the first day, and this is really, really important, is you're going to complete the seating plan for your particular year group. So I'm just going to take the filter off so that we can see the entire register for the day. And I'm just going to look at these tabs along the bottom of the screen. So I hope you can see the cursor moving along the bottom of the screen. Now, let's just imagine that I am the member of staff who's been allocated as being in charge of IT3 for the day. So I'm going to click on the IT3 tab here, and you'll notice that what I've done is I've created a list of the names. Now, what I would like you to do is allocate these youngsters to each of these blue boxes. It's really important that the youngsters stick to this seating plan. Whatever the seating plan that's set up for them on the first day is one that we need to stick to for the remainder of that day. Ideally for the remainder of the week, but definitely for that day. We need to be able to track and trace the youngsters. If we do, heaven forbid, have any more incidents of COVID in school and we get youngsters that test positive, we have to be able to track those individual students. The process will be in future that close contacts of anyone who has been identified as having COVID will need to be tested every single day in school. So it is really, really important this. So please don't allow the youngsters to move around to different seats in the rooms. So what you're going to do is you've got the list of the youngsters, and let's just say, okay, right, Noah's decided that he's sitting next to somebody else. So I'm going to click on the spreadsheet, I'm going to click on Noah, and I'm going to cut his name. Please don't copy it, cut it, and I'm going to paste it into this particular cell here. So that's where Noah's sitting. He's sitting at seat number 24 in IT3. I hope this makes sense at what IT3 looks like. It may be that Jonah Venables has decided that he's going to sit next to Noah, and that's absolutely fine for that to happen. So again, I'm going to cut and I'm going to paste that. And you'll notice my list is getting smaller. It may be that a number of these students aren't in school on the opening day. So just leave them, please, in the list of names so that we can pick them up on another day and allocate them to a different seat on another day. So just move the students that are in and complete that sheet, and then we will be able to see what's happening for the rest of the day. There's a full team of leadership in school every single day. You will notice from the initial plan that leadership are actually also manning one of the rooms. So if I just go back to the plan here, you'll see that leadership are actually in charge of manning, can't see at the moment, here we go, the year 7 overflow room. So the year 7 students that are in Story and Wilson will be in M1. And there will also be a second member of leadership who will be on continuous wander around, as will I if I'm not teaching a lesson. We will obviously be delivering our normal lessons as well online, so there will be times where you won't necessarily see me wandering around during the lessons, but you may see other members of the leadership team moving around. If there are any issues whatsoever in the room, could you please send an email to the LT team, and you can find that on your in your Outlook emails. Just put in LT and it will automatically come through to all the LT team. But also please copy in Nikki Christopher if there is an issue, or in fact reception at Bishop Luffer, and they will alert any of the leadership team immediately, and we can get support down to your rooms. Now, the idea of the rooms, as you will see from the list, is that there is a member of teaching staff or cover assistant, or in fact an HLTA leading that specific room. But there are in some rooms a number of TAs, in other rooms just one single TA. Please negotiate with each other about who's going to take a break at what time during the day. You obviously have your break times as opportunities to go and rest and relax, etc., and move away from those rooms. Other things that there may be queries about, I would strongly recommend, please, that we do use the 2 metre zones. I have asked, and I did put in requests prior to us breaking up, that all those 2 metre zones were retaped so that they're very, very clear in the classrooms. Try and remain in those 2 metre zones. If for any reason that you do need to go out to give specific support to a youngster, I strongly recommend that you are wearing your face covering. So make sure that you've got the face covering on. And I know that some staff have also asked about student face coverings. I don't think it's unreasonable for you to ask the student who you're supporting closely to also wear the face covering for that period of time. That's not an issue, and I don't think that would be an issue for the student either. So by all means, you can ask them, can you just please put your face covering on? I'll come and support you, come and show you what's going on, or point you in the right direction, and then return to that 2 metre safety area, please. And that's really, really important. Now, if you are in the IT room, so if you are in IT1 or IT3, or in fact, I think the school library as well, but IT1 and IT3, they have air conditioning units, so you do not need to have the windows or the doors open. All the other rooms, please have at least one window open and the door to the room open, so that there is enough ventilation coming into the room that you're able to remove anything that's there in the atmosphere that might cause infection at a later date, or reduce the risk at a later date. There are likely to be other questions. Please don't hesitate to give me an email, send me an email, or send a message to me. I'm more than happy to discuss any of the issues that people may have. It's going to be a little bit different for a period of time. We know that already from what's happened over the last 9 months or so. Things are constantly changing. There is light at the end of the tunnel, and I look forward to the days where we can return to what was normality for us prior to this situation. Thank you so much for being able to come in and be able to look after classrooms, and I look forward to having a chat with you at some stage during the week. Take care.
Firstly, why do we do 2037?